functions, or they can be combined as a package, right? Because when we look at the ERP systems, they produce a different set of reports. Supply chain management, the report that is produced to the managers or to the relevant stakeholders is different from the reports that are produced by CRM. That's why today businesses, they buy all these as a package. So when you look at it individually, supply chain management, it tracks the inventory and information among the business processes and across companies. IT systems that support supply chain management includes the supply chain management system. And just in time is a method for producing or delivering a product or service just at the time the customer wants it to. So if you have the supply chain management, the word supply chain, it actually explains the entire process itself. Let me see if there is a diagram there. Okay, there isn't any diagram. So I want you to just picture this. When we look at supply chain management, we look at all the processes. From buying of the raw materials, that starts here, right? Moving it to the, let's say, purchasing department, then moving it to the manufacturing process, right? And then you have the products that are finished after the manufacturing process. There is a department who is going to look at the finished product, and then it goes to marketing, and then it goes to the sales department, then it goes to the customer. That is your supply chain management system. So whatever processes that occur within the different departments, anyone who is enrolled, or you can say has access to the supply chain management system, will be able to track that. Because eventually the purchasing department would want to know which products are to be purchased. And how do you realize that you need to purchase a particular product? You have to look at the inventory. So inventory is connected to the supply chain management system. Right? So the purchasing department buys the product and then gives it to the manufacturing department, because obviously we are buying the raw materials. And then if you are a business who actually looks at production, then the manufacturing process will take place. And then the manager would want to know the progress of the manufacturing process. So what he is going to do is just access the system and look at the status of what is happening in the manufacturing department. Right? Then production is complete, it goes to the marketing department, because the marketing department has to advertise the products. The sales department is responsible for sale of the products and actually giving the managers a feedback of the amount or the quantity that has been sold, or probably if there is any defect or complaint from the customers, right? And then obviously you look at the customers. Who are the customers who bought the product? Why? Because you need to deliver the products, you need to do maintenance, or probably the employees will be required to go and set up the product. So the entire supply chain management system explains the process. And that's how the different departments in an organization will work to see the progress of the products. Right? And you will realize that just in time, JIT will come in if you have this system, because anyone who has access to the system will be able to access the reports and any information they need about a product. Be ready to explain this in the exam. Okay, so this particular diagram actually looks at the company Dell and effective SCM through JIT. So that's an example of how Dell takes SCM and how they actually look at the production of the Dell products. Most supply chains use intermodal transportation, multiple transportation channels such as railway and truck to move products from the original destination. This creates supply chain complexities. So if you have this integrated with RFID, then obviously there will not be any issues with tracking the products. Because if you are integrating RFID, then wherever the product moves, the customer and the company will be aware that that is the exact location of the product. For example, how many of you shop online? Right, so you get a tracking number, isn't it? Right? So that deals with SCM and RFID. And wherever your product is, you can track that with your tracking number. So I guess if you integrate RFID, then the issue that is in the supply chain management will not exist. Opportunities of SCM, you have the business strategy which looks at the overall cost leadership, running the organization with the RGT framework. So this is from lecture 1, the last week's lecture we looked at. Goal is to squeeze out every penny of cost possible in the supply chain. This will optimize fulfillment, logistic, production, revenue, profit, and the cost and the price. So whatever I have explained to you in regards to SCM, you can see that the process is very visible to the customer and to the owners and to the managers. So there should not be any issue. Right? Little things such as how much product has to be bought, which particular product is making this, or how much profit they are making, everything is crystal clear when you look at SCM. IT support for SCM systems pioneered by specialist companies. They are now part of the ERP software. Like I said, the businesses are now integrating SCM as part of the ERP. Because sometimes it's cost management. Why you buy 3 different types of software separately when you can get it as a package? And if you want your business to maximize profit, you want your business to know about the processes, then definitely you will need all 3. Supply chain management we look at, because you are just dealing with supply chain management for the first few slides. So supply chain management we look at the entire process. We will look at CRM next and why CRM is important as well. So by now, you should get the point that SCM is important because it actually gives you a feedback of all the processes that are happening in your business. Right? Now let's look at customer relationship management system. They use information about customers to gain insights into their needs, wants, and behaviors in order to serve them better. It includes multiple channel service delivery, multiple ways in which customers can interact with a business. So when you look at customer relationship management, it collects information about the customers. So if we look at a business which is not online, when do we deal with the customers? At the end of the process, because they will be the ones who are going to buy the products. And when you buy the products, for example, if you go to Courts and you want to buy a washing machine, you buy the product, they will ask you for all the details, and then they will do the delivery. They will also ask you for feedback. If you have any complaints, you go and register your complaint with the sales team at Courts. So if you have a customer relationship management system, the company is able to identify what is the customer's preference. Some companies actually look at customer preference and then they produce the goods and services they want. For example, the real estate. For example, construction companies who deal with building of houses. Right? That goes for customer preference. And then when we look at online business, customer relationship management system is very important because I told you, when we look at online business, information regarding the customers is collected through clickstream. You click on the particular product, it's counted as that one of the customers was interested in this particular product. You add it to your wish list, again it is counted as interest of the customers. If you purchase it, then yes, it gives a summary that customers have purchased this particular item at the original price. And then the customer's preference and the purchase activity is also evaluated in seasons, because not all products will be sold throughout the year. If you are a business who is selling multiple products, then obviously, let's say for example, a business who is selling women's clothes, men's clothes, perfumes, jewelries and so on. So you can do an analysis of what the customers have purchased from the months of January to March. Evaluate and try to have those products heavily available during that time of the year. Or if you can see that customers are doing a lot of purchase, if you give them discounts. Look at products which are not making sales and then reduce the price of the product. If the customers do not purchase the reduced price product, then obviously something is wrong with the product. Maybe don't bring that product ever again. So this is how the customer relationship management is going to help the businesses to make decisions. Right? When you look at the diagram here, you can see that analytics is now a huge part of CRM. That's what I have been explaining. CRM, there is a lot of information that is collected about the customers, which businesses use, and then they make their strategic decisions. Analytics use hard data to support decision making, and when you look at it, you have information that is collected through emails, personal information, fax, web and phone. I think Digicel has this habit of calling you whenever or wherever you are, and they say, okay, do you have time for a short survey? That's collecting of data. And then you have the Salesforce automation, customer service and support, and marketing campaign management and analysis. So CRM consists of those three areas. They collect customer behavior, they collect customer feedback, they see if they are advertising a product, what is the response of the customers. How? Online businesses, through the click streams. That you have visited that particular page, you have seen that particular product. And if it's not online, then they look at the survey response, they look at sometimes read email responses. So that's how they collect information about or from the customers. Salesforce automation systems automatically track all the steps in the sales process. Sales lead tracking, listing potential customers, market and customer analysis, product configuration, and getting repeat customers. That's from the data and online data. Opportunities of CRM, the business strategy that they use is differentiation and focus, and growing the organization through the data that is collected. Classic goals: treating customers better, understanding their needs and wants, tailoring offerings, and providing delightful experiences. IT support for CRM. So there are front office systems, primary interface to the customers and sales channel, what you see on the screen. And back office systems which fulfill and support customer orders, both interface to CRM database and analysis and the reporting systems. So if you look at the front and back office that the previous slide had, from the diagram there, can you tell me what is front and what is back office systems? Which one will fall on or in the category of front office system? It's written there, isn't it? Right? Sales, like with whatever product you are buying, and then tracking your order. And then the back office system is when you need to do surveys to give your feedback, or if you have any queries about your product or any complaints. And then you have the knowledge workers, they are relatively behind the office system, or they are at the back. Then you have something as software as a service. So software as a service means software that is software as a service. This is part of cloud computing now. Right? When you were doing your research last week about cloud computing, then you might have found these terms, software as a service. So that's a cloud service. Software model in which you pay for the software on a pay-per-use basis instead of buying the software. So you rent your software, and there are some examples that are given there. You can, this becomes your task. Some examples of software as a service for your tutorial class. Some examples of software as a service, and some local examples which or who are using the ERP, SCM, and the CRM systems. Example of software as a service and local example of SCM, ERP, and CRM. Okay, moving on, we look at ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. How do you bring together SCM, CRM, and other systems with an ERP? So what is ERP basically? Collection of integrated software for business management, accounting, finance, supply chain management, inventory management, customer relationship management, and e-collaboration. So ERP actually collects information about all the processes that happens in a business. When we look at any business or any organization, I told you that there are departments. And what are these departments? We discussed it last week. Which departments? If you look at any organization. HR, sales and purchasing can be combined or they can be different. What else? Marketing, yes. Maintenance, right? So actually ERP is going to look at all the departments that exist in an organization. ERP is a big business, right? We all know that ERP is something big. And then there are vendors who actually sell these ERP services, for example, SAP, Oracle, Info, and Microsoft. And the businesses, they buy the ERP software according to their size and their budget. So you will see on the far right that if you look at small to medium-sized businesses, they look at the ERP software from Microsoft. And then if you go up the table, there are complex ERP softwares that are sold by the vendors. Evolution of ERP, obviously before in the 1970s when the technology was not that advanced, they had these MRP systems, and then it moved to MRP2. ERP came in 1990s, and then we have the ERP2, which came in 2000s, and now this ERP system is actually integrating the other SCM and CRM softwares. So the functionalities of ERP, if you look at the diagram in front of you, it shows you how the different departments are using the ERP software. So we can see that I was talking about HR. HR uses it to perform different functions. Sales and marketing, they use it to perform a different function. You have the financial department, and then you have the operation and logistics, which use the ERP software. Okay? So now this diagram, you might reference it in your exam. The ERP functionality, let's look at that. Attempts to integrate everything. CRM drives what SCM will produce. Why? CRM drives what SCM will produce. Why? Anyone? I actually told you briefly that when you look at the words supply chain management, SCM, and CRM is customer relationship management, right? So CRM deals with customers, and where do customers come in? At the end of SCM. Yes, customers are at the end, like when I told you the order, right? So that's why SCM, the result of SCM, right from there, CRM is going to operate. Because customers, they come at the end of the SCM system. Okay? Everyone works together in e-collaboration. Why e-collaboration? Because ERP is a software. Definitely you are going to interact with it online. So that's why it's called e-collaboration. So if a member from the HR department needs a report from the sales team, they can just ask through emails for them to send the report. Because remember, when we look at these systems, not everyone is going to have access to all the reports. There will be user roles, different for HR, different for sales, different for marketing, different for maintenance. That's why it's a e-collaboration. And then it says there, think about your school, think about your university. Can you register for a class with a bill outstanding? Outstanding fees, can you register? Outstanding fees, can you register? No, I think the banner system doesn't allow you to register even there is a clash in your timetable, isn't it? That's why you come in for your manual enrollment. How many of you have gone through it? Yeah. Can you register for a class which you haven't completed? Prerequisite. Can you register? Can you register?
No.
If you haven't completed your prerequisite. No. Right? There is a prerequisite unless the lecturer allows you to do so. And then when you look at the banner system, do you think the HR will be able to access your grades? Remember, FMU is also an organization, right? So give this a thought. Can anyone from the HR department access your grade? Or if I want to look at your student details, or I want to enter your grade, apart from me for 502, can anyone else will be able to do that? Maybe someone from the marketing team? No, because you have the user access roles. So it's like when the user access roles are there, the only people who are assigned to do the task, only they will be able to access your grade. So similar thing happens in the ERP system. And it shows there, ERP actually integrates everything because everyone is part of the process. It's all interconnected, right? And you can see that you have the suppliers, you have your customers. In the middle, you have the organization which has the different departments, and then you are all linked to the ERP system. Only the right people will have the right set of information. Have a look at the diagram and try to conceptualize the diagram into your words. How the ERP and the organization works. I'm giving you a few minutes. You can discuss this with the person sitting next to you.
आंटी किधर है?
स्कूल में है।
स्कूल में? अच्छा अभी दिखेगी नहीं।
ओह, काम करेगा तो ये।
I can see some people are feeling sleepy. Stand, all of you. All of you stand. Right, let's walk. People from the back in front, people from the front back. Make a walk and then come and sit. Hurry up, hurry up. I can see a lot of sleepy eyes.
दवा खोल के बैठे चलते जाएगा।
कम नहीं सस्ता है।
Walk, walk, ladies. to the top. And the boys in the back, can you come in front? June, take a walk. Anyone else, please, if feeling sleepy, you can make 2 rounds. Anyone? If you want to say hi to your friends across the room, you can go chat and then come back so that you don't sleep. Only another half an hour of lecture left. Remember, the lecture is only 1 hour, so don't sleep. Please.
1 hour lagi?
Okay, let's look at, some people are still working. Okay, let's look at ERP and market size. Many ERP vendors are based on organization size. Like I said, we saw a table. It depends on the type of organization and the type of ERP vendor. Social media, web-based and mobile technologies that create interactivity amongst users mostly allows users to both be creators and consumers of the content. So what is social media? You know what is social media? You are using various kinds of social media, and you see that social media nowadays is not just about putting pictures, telling people where you have been. People also become customers and salespeople. They sell products people buy. We have so many pages that deal with buying and selling, and then we look at individuals who also advertise and sell their products. So people are both. They have become the consumers and they are also the business people who are selling their products. Web 2.0. Now, this is a very old slide, I would say, because we are no longer into Web 2.0. When we look at the evolution of the web, the slide tells us that we stopped at Web 2.0. Any idea where are we now in 2023? Are we still in Web 2.0?
No, even you.
If you Google, if you watch YouTube videos, you will see that Web 1.0 was static. Static means you can just see. Advertisement by companies, advertisement by people, no interaction. Web 2.0 is where people started to interact, right? Web 3.0 brought in more technologies, and Web 4.0 consists of artificial intelligence. So, Industry 4.0, Education 4.0, Web 4.0, right? Because we now have artificial intelligence, right? How many of you are using Facebook now? Or you have your Facebook app active? Because I'm speaking in a mic, Facebook is hearing me. Very soon you will get advertisements about ERP software, ICM and CRM. Try it. Or if you haven't noticed, you have your Facebook app active. Talk about a vacation in Istanbul. Just try it. You will get all the advertisements in regards to hotels, places you can visit in Istanbul. If you are giving advice to your friend regarding something, right, in a while you will see all those things appearing in your timeline or the advertisement. Try that out. Okay, because Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, they hear you. Their apps are active, you are having a phone call with someone, the next thing you do, everything will come up there. If you are talking about vacation, everything about vacation. If you are talking about emotional breakdown, everything about emotional breakdown. If you are talking about killing someone, then obviously, So if you haven't tried that, just try that. Okay, that's why we say artificial intelligence is there, and your social media accounts are hearing you. Some aspects of social media: social networking, social shopping, social playing, social saving the world, social locationing, and there are more. So social networking means you are interacting with people. You know that you are networking with your friends, you are networking with your family, you're making new friends, and then so on. Social shopping is whereby you shop through the various small businesses who are there on the social media platforms. Even if the businesses are not registered, people sell things. Registered business, they are also having a social media page. They are advertising their products. Even the universities, they have a social media page. So, social shopping. Social playing, I think the games are on the social media platforms now, whereby you can play games individually, or you can invite your friends to play games. Right? There are many examples of that. Social saving the world, you form groups to do a cause. Like probably you are dealing with gender equality, you're trying to stop violence, and so on. Social locationing, you are able to actually track the location of your interested person. Right? So all these things are integrated into the social media platforms now. That's why even those check-ins that you do, some people or many of us here might be having that habit that as soon as you check in somewhere, you just put it there on social media. That is social locationing. You're providing your location to the other people. Okay? And I have explained this slide to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Social shopping, yes. Social playing,
Yes.
right? There are some games that are given on the slides. And then you have the social saving the world. I have discussed this. And the social locationing service, used of a mobile device to actually check into locations, find friends in their location, receive rewards, and take advantage of special based on location. So for the next 5 minutes, I just want you to discuss with this person behind you how you are using the social media.